The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers reveal that the show's offering a huge Claire Newman, Haley Aaron pregnancy hint, but will the baby daddy be Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, or Holden Novak, Nathan Owens? In the September 2nd episode, Claire went on a tirade after Kyle's marriage proposal. Since Kyle rushed right into asking Claire to marry him, she lashed out and wondered if he'd suggest they have a baby next. Kyle joked around with a "not yet" before realizing he needed to get serious about trying to fix the mess he made. However, we have to consider the possibility that YNR just dropped a major clue about Claire's looming pregnancy. It was a little odd for Claire to blurt out that baby comment, so this could be the show's way of telling fans what's to come. It's possible that a pregnancy storyline is indeed in the works for Claire, so let's consider how things might go down. Claire's on the verge of getting drunk with Holden, so there's a chance they might land in bed together. Even if it doesn't happen now, it could happen in the not-too-distant future, especially if Claire and Holden make it a habit of drinking together excessively. Drunkenness often leads to big mistakes on soaps, so Claire really needs to keep that in mind. If Claire does hit the sheets with Holden, the guilt might drive her back to Kyle and give her a new secret to keep. Claire might hop back in bed with Kyle and end up pregnant, leaving her wondering who the father is. Of course, it's also possible Claire will remain faithful to Kyle. That could still bring a pregnancy shocker, since Claire certainly isn't planning on having a baby anytime soon. That said, it'd be far soapier if there was another bio dad option. Holden has grown close to Claire lately, and could be a baby daddy candidate too, depending on where YNR wants to go with all this. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire may have another emotional roller coaster ahead of her, so stay tuned for updates on any pregnancy news that might be on the horizon. Kyle confesses he wants what he's always wanted, a legacy of his own making. Not just a title handed to him at Chabot, but something he built. He's tired of being a piece on everyone else's chessboard. This is when Michael makes his tempting and incredibly dangerous offer. He lays out a potential strategy that is pure Baldwin brilliance and ruthlessness. Victor's offer is the key, Michael explains calmly. But you don't just accept it. You use it as leverage. You go to Jack and you tell him everything. You tell him that Victor has offered you the world, a co-CEO position at Newman Enterprises, a seat at the table that rivals even his own children. But you tell him you're willing to turn it down. For a price. Michael outlines a plan where Kyle essentially plays Jack and Victor against each other. He would go to Jack not as a son, but as a negotiator. The price for turning down Victor? Unprecedented autonomy at Chabot. A guaranteed path to the CEO office, free from his mother's shadow or his father's veto power. A seat on the board with real, uncontestable voting power. You make them bid for you, Kyle, Michael says, a sly smile playing on his lips. You have something they both want. Your allegiance. It's the ultimate leverage. You force Jack's hand to secure your loyalty, and you use Victor's offer as the threat that makes it happen. It's a gamble, but if you play it right, you win everything without having to publicly choose a side. The offer is beyond tempting. It's the power move Kyle has always dreamed of. But it's also a horrific risk. Playing games with Victor Newman is a surefire way to get burned, and potentially alienating his father could backfire spectacularly, leaving him with nothing. Kyle is left speechless, staring at Michael, weighing the cost of the crown being offered to him. Will he seize this devil's bargain? Other Genoa City highlights. Victoria's reckoning. The fallout from Claire's explosive outburst is immediate. Victoria is forced to confront the ugly reality that the sister she's been championing may still be deeply unstable. She is faced with an agonizing choice. Does she extend grace and understanding to a woman pushed to the edge, or does she protect the Newman family from another potential scandal? Her decision will define her relationship with Claire forever. Nate's dilemma. Nate Hastings watches the corporate drama unfold from his perch at Chancellor Winters. He's built a stable, respectable life there with Elena, but the siren song of power is hard to ignore. Seeing the chaos at Newman Enterprises, a part of him wonders if there's an opportunity for him to step back into the big leagues. Old ambitions begin to stir, threatening the peaceful life he's crafted. The aftermath of passion. Billy Abbott and Chelsea Lawson are left to navigate the confusing morning after their passionate, unexpected kiss. Was it a one-time mistake, a moment of weakness born of shared vulnerability? Or was it the awakening of feelings they've both been trying to suppress? Their interactions are now loaded with a new, electric tension that neither knows how to handle. Don't miss a minute of the breathtaking drama this Thursday, September 4th, on The Young and the Restless. It's an episode that proves in Genoa City, the line between seizing power and self-destruction is razor-thin. The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers hint that there could be a Dylan McAvoy, last played by Steve Burton, recast twist. Is Nikki Newman's, Melody Thomas Scott, son and Sharon Newman's, Sharon Case, ex-hubby returning? Steve Burton, Jason Morgan on General Hospital, departed the show back in 2017 when Dylan went into witness protection, but perhaps the danger will get sorted out and allow for Dylan's return to Genoa City. GH and One Life to Live alum Roger Howarth has joined YNR in a mysterious role, so fans have been speculating about who he might portray. Since the show's being so hush-hush about it, there's a good chance Howarth is playing someone important. Howarth may step into a familiar role with multiple connections in GC. It's possible Howarth will be a Tucker McCall, last played by Trevor St. John recast, but it's wise to consider other options until the show confirms his character. Social media users have been speculating about Howarth potentially stepping into the role of Tucker, but another popular theory has emerged, too. Some fans think Howarth might be playing a Dylan recast instead, so that's an interesting possibility to keep in mind. Dylan is Nikki and Paul Williams, Doug Davidson's son, so it'd be nice for her to reconnect with him after his time away. Of course, Dylan is also Sharon's former husband, so she might have an opportunity to fall back in love with him. With Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, growing closer to Sharon again, we could imagine some great love triangle drama if Dylan comes back on the scene. Nick might fight his half-brother for Sharon's heart if Dylan ends up returning. Even if Howarth isn't the one playing a Dylan recast, someone else could portray him instead. Michelle Stafford, Phyllis Summers, hinted on Instagram about more surprises being in the works, so there could be some other cast additions coming up. Would you like to see Dylan back in Genoa City in some form? Do you think Roger Howarth would make a good Dylan recast, or should the role go to another actor instead? The Young and the Restless spoilers say some shocking news will hit GC in the months ahead, so stay tuned for updates on any trouble to come.